There we go. Okay, I hope that wasn't just down the whole time, but it's not a big deal. But it's nice to know that the software doesn't back me up. So, might be able to just push this in like this. Okay, hang on. I might need to just put this in my lap and then smack it in. There we go. Well done. And the third one. Oh. Yeah, once it's in, it's not a big deal. And then you have a little bat trunk. So okay, L1, L2. Okay, they're actually marked on the inside. I never noticed that. R3, L3, L3 goes here. No, that's the right way around. I don't think that's the right way around. I mean, I don't think it's got a proper orientation until you put the end bit on, so this is on the wrong side as well. Hang on. Wait, is it? This is so confusing. Yeah. Okay, that's not coming out, so I'm just gonna have to base it all off this one piece and not mess it up anymore. L2. So this piece facing me. Wait. Okay, this is the end of the trunk. Wait. Okay, I think this piece is just straight up on the wrong way. Okay, I got it off. So let's get these in order first. So facing this way is L2. Skip these bits. L3. On that one. So that one there. There, one side of the trunk. Shiny. I'm going to be annoyed because there's going to be a seat. One of these is upside down. Ugh. Ooh. So this one, yeah, up. So this one was just on the wrong way around. L3. No, I don't think it's on upside down. This thing is just printed upside down. So this one, it says L3, but you're actually meant to turn it around, so that's very cool. It's very cool that they do that. Okay, this is the way it's supposed to go around. So all the details are here. Same for the other side. That's R2. No, R3, R2, R1, yeah. There's a bit of sprue on this that's going to annoy me. Where's my little knife? There it is. Ugh. Any bits that annoy me. I found that I've got a silver that's very close to the finish they use. So any scratches or anything I can kind of remedy by just drawing it over with a magical pen. Yeah, this is gonna bug me a little bit. Because there's already seams on the trunk they could have used. But no, they wanted a seam to run down the middle of it. You know, the thing your eye is going to be drawn to. The thing that's... Because you don't really see the rest of it. So I don't know why they could have done a top piece and a bottom piece, because there's a seam already here. But I can also say, like, why can't they just have these actual B pieces rather than just, like, printed detail? Yeah, like this. They're doing it right now with this piece. So this is like, and then you get a seam there, that's fine. And the trunk. It's not going to stay on there. Okay, I have to glue this piece. Clip the top of the trunk armor plate to unique. It says clip, but you can't clip it, so that's kind of weird. So this is again a point of no return. I guess this is probably on purpose. Am I in focus? Or is this the YouTube stream that blurry? I do like how it's just glowing. Swamming. So yeah, I think they deliberately put in pieces that are like points of no return. So it's saying this clips in, but it doesn't. But it's also like not really been... Okay, and then I need to screw it in. That screw, I guess. I don't know where the other one's gone. I must have not noticed it roll off the desk. So I can super glue that in now. Needs to click in a bit more. Because, yeah, I don't know. I can get a nice silver and then just kind of seal these pieces up. Because if you're going to put points of no return anyway, I might as well be happy with it. So, I mean, this can kind of come off, but if I want it off again, I'm going to have to wrestle it out. Maybe if I just put a little dribble of super glue, so it doesn't need to be wrestled out so much. Come on. Oh wait, there's a little bead on it. Right. Just enough for it to stick, but if I want it off, I should be able to easily get it off again. Okay, and then trunk. Cool, I guess. Wow. I can have him flaccid or erect. Wow. And then we just have to glue this in. Not that, screw it in. I can see a screwdriver right here. So I did do a teeny tiny modification to this because I did a light test. So that's why this is plugged in already, because I can't really get a good grip on this thing without, like, I don't want to tear out one of the components, so that's just staying in now. There we go. Very cool. You can have him flaccid or erect. Wow. Elephant. I'm sick of listening to Sonic music. Hang on. Okay, maybe I'm not bored to listen to Sonic music yet. That's the issue done. We've already seen that this one's got... Yeah, this one's got Billy in. Fuck Billy, to be honest. Cute helmet. What's that supposed to mean? Okay, this is the electronics one. So we need this bag. One of them had loads of chunky screws in. 5 screws, 5 screws. And that one's a spare. I've got too many wires over. Like, if I raise my left hand, it just constantly bumps into the headset's wires. I have a solution to this. Why am I like gingerly pouring all the screws on the table when I've got these perfectly little dishes? No, not that one. Perfectly good not that one. Jesus Christ. Perfectly good dishes that can hold plenty of stuff. And these are gonna go everywhere. So we've already got this ribbon in from when I tested the electrics. Just see it. This is definitely metal. So again, I really think there was a version of this that was just all metal, because this is all one piece, it looks like. And like the seam is there instead of... Huh. Because this also used to be a painted piece, and the only... So there's like a... This kind of feels like there's a different version of this that one guy owns that was used exclusively for this photo shoot. That no one else will ever see. I would like to see the prototype of this. I mean, I know the prototype was like a toy they already released, but you know... just the first draft of learning that, like, oh, you can't have this entire thing made of metal because it would just crush itself under its own weight. I would find it interesting, at least. This does not sound like a Sonic game song. So this is where all the buttons go. So those bits facing outward in the curve. It sounds more like Persona. First drop. Ridiculous. I'm made of metal and I work just fine. What does that even mean? I didn't know you were a robot. My hands are too like... Okay. I feel like I'm overcomplicating this for no reason. Okay, that goes in there. I don't feel like there's like a more efficient way of doing it, and I'm just blindly ignoring it because, you know, I'm not that smart. I don't care about this song. Hang on. I do not care for this song, Mr. Cave. Sega had a good fucking sound chip. I think everyone else is just wrong. I think a lot of people just didn't know how to fucking use it properly. I would just play the Power Rangers theme over and over again if it didn't get copyrighted struck. Lie? Who lie? Me? I like how I set my stream up on the tablet for Twitch, and you've gone ahead and used the wrong one. Can I swap it to the other one? Because all I got on the other one is the Swammen. Okay, and then that goes in here. Wait, are the same posts there anyway? Oh no, hang on. So there's two. Okay, no, there's extra posts. Oh. But I want to be immune to the Dunning-Kruger effect, so I'd rather just permanently be. I would permanently be happy with the acknowledgement that I'm stupid than to dare assume I know anything. Because if academics have taught me anything, is that everyone is wrong, and we're all just trying to like get by. Everyone's just making shit up. It's fine. Am I shot for this? Not really, no. You need to really lean in. Okay, I've got one screw left, so this is the spare screw. So I should be fine after this one. Ugh. I think next week's going to be a bit of a pain because it's going to be taking my streams off of the highlight thing that YouTube holds for me and actually downloading them onto my computer. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of it is just ass that I can just throw away. Also, these screwdrivers suck. There we go. So I keep I don't know when I got this one. I think it was just like part of a little set, but it's all like crummy. But by God, does it know how to do the one thing a screwdriver is supposed to do. That one, not so much. Which is weird because that's the one that came with the collection. But it's like the cheapest thing I've ever fucking held. There we go. And then the last of the issue is just putting that piece in that I've already done. So just a Swammen. So who do we got? Who do we get this time? Wait, do we not get a fun guy to talk about? It just starts with the episode. It talks about a dangerous person. I kind of like Babu. His design's really weird, but you never get a good look at him. Like the weird, like little guys that help out Rita. It's the sculptor and the just like some weird assistant. And Goldar. You get the Dark Warrior. I don't remember this episode. I think this is the one. No, it's not. It's not the first one. The Green Ranger pops in. I think they're just doing karate shit. And then this is just talking about different Power Rangers that left. Yeah, she had her own Dobby. Okay, now we're on 16. And again, this is a different image from the ones we've seen. This one doesn't have the seam across here, but it looks more like the one we've got. And it also shows up that there's an issue with the lighting where you're just going to have to see into that. They had no solution for that, which is funny to me. What else is different? These side bits look a bit different. They got a bit more texture to them. So there's How many different models are there? Must be like there must be like an all metal one that they've used for shots, and then a optimized one where some bits are swapped out for plastic. Like after they've made it and realized, oh shit, they can't hold anything. In this edition, we had assembled parts from the Mastodon Dinozord's neck. I've never read that bit. So this is a... Ugh, this area is becoming a mess. Let's put that away. Oh, this is a mess. Hang on, let me just put the battery over here. So this tub, I'm like making stuff difficult for myself just because I have shit everywhere. So we're putting this piece on one of these, and then we're grabbing this piece, other one, and then that goes here. It's all loose. What? Is that right? This isn't holding it at all. Okay, maybe it fixes itself when I put the rest of the stuff on. This goes this way. And then another one. This doesn't seem right. Why is it loose? He's supposed to hold it from here, isn't he? So it's always going to be saggy. Or is it? Oh, this can be... Oh, cool. This piece can become erect as well. Maybe I'll hold off screen. I'll see if there's any comparisons. Because that doesn't look right to me. Something about it don't feel right. Like, why would you go to the effort of having, like, the little plastic buffers and have it not? Because we've dealt with the plastic bits before. This one has it, and that one holds up. Otherwise, the drawer would just be loose. So I think they've given us the wrong O-ring on the... Because both of these parts can't be cast wrong. So I'm only guessing that, like, these plastic bits aren't wide enough. They're like the wrong size. Is there like a measurement thing on them? It is called shock absorbers, but they're like... What we shocking? I think there's something wrong with this piece. Like, this shouldn't be so flaccid. Do you think? I wouldn't want any part of this to be flaccid, is what I'm saying. It needs to be like that at all times. Penis. I never noticed there were so many songs in Sonic that are just singing. Let's just do the chill playlist. I'm sick of hearing sick bass lines. Oh, hell yeah. Someone made a entire compilation of PS1 demo disc music. Sounds like ass. Very good. It's just weird techno stuff because that was the thing at the time. Like I feel like you need the visuals to go with it because it's all like early 3D demos of like just like weird rendering things and math polygons. There's a word for it, but I can't remember. It's like a Fibonacci whatever thing. Ugh. And it's just popping that in like that. Okay, that's this one. But I don't think this is not right. I don't think this should be this loose. I do remember. I wonder if there was only like a couple songs made that they looped through because I feel like I didn't own this demo disc, but I feel like I've heard this song already. It's little raves on a demo disc, a demo of a rave. So what we got on this one? Tyrannosaurus Dinozord. Apparently, this has never been confirmed by anyone. Like how tall the Megazord is has never been confirmed in the show or like by any official means. So I wonder if this is just from the wiki, because this is like the same format like a wiki would be in. You know what? We have the internet right here. We can find out. Tyrannosaurus Dinozord. Wait, icky. Thing is, when you go on the wiki, you actually have very good like images of like behind the scenes stuff. It's in Japanese, but like who cares? Like you actually see the costume like the guy had to wear. Like where's that here? So length 45, height 27 meters, 96 tons. 45, 27, 96, and it says speed 120, but not doesn't actually say what 120 what miles per hour. But here it's gone down to 80 miles per hour. So they must have just taken this. As you know, Power Rangers is inspired by the highly successful Japanese series entitled Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger. This is where the images of colorful warriors and their colossal combat robots actually come from. Its argument is slightly different from the original series, since the stories have to be adapted to be followed more easily by the Western public. I wish I could read, because I don't have my glasses on. And it turns out, even with glasses on, I still can't read. I did not get any smarter. It's propaganda that glasses make you smarter. The original protagonists were 5 warriors from ancient civilization that lived peacefully with the dinosaurs. After sleeping for millennia, warriors woke up to the the threat of an evil witch named Bandora, later renamed Rita Repulsa for Power Rangers. When they discovered that the dinosaurs are now extinct, they summoned their power through a group of gigantic robots called Shujozyas. Shugozyus. Shugojus. Can you read it? It's that one. How do I say this one? Is it going to do this funny thing right now? Oh, it's focused. Shugozyus. Shugozyus. You need to. I feel like I feel like I would just get like electrocuted if I said that in front of a Japanese person. So help me out. Shugos, later called Zords or Dinosaurs. There you go. That's the language I want to see. Something easily digestible and doesn't have a Z and a Y next to it. Uh, and also primary guardian beasts. They were never called that. By size and strength, the first of them was Shugoju Tyrannosaurus Dinosaur. It belonged to the so-called warrior of justice, which none other than the Geki, the. This is what I mean, like the formatting's like all over the place, and there's just like words that don't make sense. The prince of the legendary Yamato tribe, who had the ability to become the Tyranno Ranger. Tyranno Ranger. Oh, okay, yeah, Tyranno Ranger. Well, it's Red Ranger. Changed to Red Ranger, I guess. Unless, I don't know. I don't even want to speculate. I can just learn the fucking language. The Shugoju Tyrannosaurus from the Kyoru Sentai Zuru Ranger series, and the Triceras, I can't even say the English words anymore now. Tyrannosaurus Dinosaur from Power Rangers are exactly the same. In the latter, Zordon put Jason in command of the spectacular war machine. Oh god, this just keeps going on. I was just going to read a paragraph or two, but it does actually lead. It's the entire spread. Zordon explained in the Day of the Dumpster episode. And then it's just, I like this pose though. This is funny. Why is he doing it? But yeah, you don't really get any context for like behind the show or like how many models there were. But you're building a giant fucking model Megazord. Surely you would ensue that the audience for it would also be interested in like the history of the models themselves, rather than the show that they've already watched. And then yeah, I don't think I'll ever read any of these because it's just like a weird recap of the episode. So sorry for the guy who wrote all this, but I don't know. This is just like a walkthrough of the episode. Power Rangers on the catwalk. The series inspired fashion designers. Enormous impact of Power Rangers can be seen in the world of high fashion. In recent years, some designers who enjoyed the colorful heroes' adventures in childhood paid homage to these characters by presenting truly eye-catching clothing lines. What happened to my voice? What the fuck happened to my... Are we back? Okay, we're back. Possibly one of the... What happened there? Possibly more than one fan of Power Rangers would have liked to go to work dressed as the Red Ranger or Pink Ranger. Nevertheless, the brightly colored uniforms of our favorite heroes may be too extreme for everyday use. Well, yeah, well, that's spandex. You get a little bit sway and it's over. However, the colors and motives ended up becoming a trend that was taken up by some international designers. This is the case of London designer Bobby Abley, who in his autumn/winter 2017 collection took the well-known Saban television series to the source of inspiration. London Fashion Week attendees were stunned by the models began to appear in the catwalk wearing bold designs inspired by Power Rangers universe. By the Power Rangers, I feel like because I'm expecting it to be badly translated, I'm saying it. I'm just reading it wrong because I'm an ass. The proposers range from simple sweatshirt to sophisticated accessory. I'm gonna need someone here that knows how to read. The proposals range from simple sweatshirts to sophisticated accessories, including pants, tracksuits, and headbands, all created based on the distinctive colors worn by the protagonists of the series. In addition to their clothing, several of the participants paraded carrying reproductions of the characteristic helmet that inspired the heroes of Angel Grove. Over time, Power Rangers have become true icons of popular culture. Well, only the first series, but we'll talk about that later, I guess. Uh, they have had a considerable influence on the world of fashion, which has resulted in the marketing of a wide range of casual clothing like t-shirts, sweatshirts, and jackets inspired by the fantastic world. Even the well-known model Gigi Hadid, am I supposed to know who that is? Was surprised by a photographer while out walking unapologetically wearing a black t-shirt printed with the image of the protagonist of the logo of the series. They could have just said logo. I don't know why they said it in so many words. It seems that even the most select fashion icon feel at some point that it is time to morph. So it's the picture. Full of details invoking the classic variant were designed by Bobby Abley to present in his autumn/winter 2017 collection. Ugh. So this page, I don't mind. I don't mind this page because it's just some fun real world fact on the Power Rangers. Like a lot of them have been interesting, but not interesting enough for me to read out loud like that. But that was actually the first one that was like, oh, I'm actually interested in knowing how the fashion of Power Rangers transcended into the catwalk. Some nepo baby model. Oh, okay. I mean, because what I do when I'm when I'm looking at character designs for like creatures and bad guys and shit, when I feel like I should be making stuff, I will always just go on the YouTube channel, the Power Rangers YouTube channel, and then just click whatever series is playing, and there's gonna be like a bad guy with the most insane fucking outfit you've ever seen as like the antagonist for the episode, and it's always going to be a very cool outfit that I don't know how they've made so fucking many, and how none of them has kind of been transcended into this regular attire because it's really cool. Ugh. Anyway, what am I doing? Oh yeah, we want to see if I want to see if this flaccid. This will be after the stream, but I do want to see if this limp guy is actually supposed to be like this because he's supposed to hold this. I'm gonna. I guess it's this way round, and is supposed to hold it like that because it's the shield. So if it's limp, it's just gonna go. Or does that even out because it's gonna be flat when he's. It might be flat up against his hand anyway, or it's gonna always be drooping, and I don't want it always drooping. So I'll see about that because it might just be they supplied the wrong buffer thing. What was the word I was trying to pronounce? I don't know. There was plenty of. There was a lot of words I was trying to pronounce. It was Shugo's S. I'll type it out. Shu go. I might be just like saying the wrong letter too early. Shugosius. Sugosius? Shugosius. Sugosius. I don't know. It doesn't sound right to me, and I would not be surprised if it's wrong. Anyway, sorry for yelling that at you. I didn't realize it was a caps lock. Ooh, we got the tusks in this one, which aren't out because they're still in their packaging. So it killed the whole point of me having everything laid out. And I do remember why now, but it's because they're very big. This demo disc had a Metal Gear Solid on it. Wait, did we have this one? Net Rosie, Pool Shark, Wipeout, Devil Dice. We might have had this demo disc. I remember having a demo of like A Bug's Life, or maybe I don't know, maybe the full game. Okay, this one's about Jason, David Frank, but I think this came out before he died, so I don't think there's going to be any kind of. I don't think there's going to be any kind of acknowledgement in there. He does get 2 pages. Hang on. Yeah, no, there's no acknowledgement of it. So this must have been written before he died, and I don't know why there was no. I don't know. Maybe there is an amendment. Okay, this talks about the character, the actual character. This one's more about the actor. Because yeah, this is the episode he got introduced in. I think this was like the first 2-parter episode as well. Clumsy Squat. And it's like making the. This should be. Because yeah, it's kind of weird, like seeing. There's kind of 2 ways to look at it. In that this was actually a very, very budget show, but like its success didn't actually improve production whatsoever. Because you'd think, oh, I made a lot of money on the show means, oh, we can now do more with the show, but like it never got over that. Like I guess Saban just kept all the money, like, and didn't improve the show whatsoever, and wondered why. Well, yeah, I don't know. It's no wonder why we get all these stories now of him being like, oh, he really didn't appreciate anyone on the team or anything. Because I suppose you wouldn't, because like the English the stuff he added was just like high school shit. Like I don't think they did any fights. I don't think they really wore the outfits that much, outside like borrowing the suits at some point to shoot some extra scenes for the US the Western footage. Okay, we got big old shiny tusks that may or may not have fingerprints all over them already. Because I was touching them when I was trying to see if there was any defects on them or anything. But I know these are going to get scuffed. Yeah, there's like already a dimple, but I don't know if that's. I don't know, that's a bit weird. So no screws in this issue, it's just the tusks. So is it just. Oh, I don't know if that noise was horrible or not. Just a button. Yeah, on button. And tusks. Just glue the tusk on. With the help of a toothpick, apply a little glue onto the 2 pins of the remaining tips. Insert the pins into the end of the assembled right tusk. Okie dokie. Yeah, just making 2 tusks. I don't really feel like I need the instructions for this. Yeah, we probably put this issue away already. Ooh. This one seems pretty straightforward. Let's get his trunk out of the way. Don't need the screws. Don't need this. I don't even know why that's there anymore. Yeah. So, okay, that like that. Have you figured out how to say that word yet? Okay, I don't know how to. Let's take these 2 tips out. Are these assigned? Okay, they have a shape, so I guess there is an intended direction they're supposed to be on. And then there's the on button that I'll no doubt lose. So I'm going to put it in here. I don't need this anymore. Ugh. So very shiny pieces. Ow. That it? Okay. And then like that. Or is it the other one? I do wonder if there was a correct tip. Ugh. Actually, there might be, because one of these pegs here are wider than the other one. Okay, no, okay, this one's this side. So with the help of a little glue, they say a toothpick, but I live dangerously. Actually, I don't even know how this is going to fit in. Eh, it's a bit wonky. Kind of wants to lean to one side. Eh. Might just like get rid of the peg so I can just have it on. Have it on as whatever. That doesn't look right. I might like shave a bit off so it actually points upright, because right now it's like kind of bent. I don't want that. I want this line to just continue up, even though they could have absolutely sanded off that seam. Looking at it now, because that's not part of the detail. That's just actually a mold thing. And yeah, I just don't like how you have this seam running through it. Okay, I'm gonna leave. If the tip falls off, that's fine. I just want to glue them in properly by getting rid of the shit that's in the way. This one kind of does the same thing. It kind of just wants to lean in the direction rather than sitting upright. So to get rid of that, I'm probably just going to have to shave off little bits of these pegs, or just clip them all off and then just have like this here. I think it's messing it up. It's very finicky, so I don't know if I should want to do this on camera, especially with gloves on, because it makes the blade slip a bit easier. So we want to shave this back. I wonder if it's like it fits fine, but then once they add the chrome coating, it kind of makes the piece too wide, and so it won't fit. Because I think that's kind of what happens with the saber-tooth head as well. Like once the piece gets chromed, like the extra layer of paint knocks off all the measurements, so stuff that should fit flush no longer fits flush. Yeah, I don't know. I'll look into that. Not too happy with how they sit on the the figure. Like, I shouldn't be having to modify these pieces, seeing that they're very adamant on just using pieces as is, but I don't think that's really possible when, I don't know, there's still like there's like a cheapness factor that I still feel like hasn't been shaken off yet, in that like the parts just feel like you do this premium set and it is just bits. The bits don't feel that like well made, or the person behind it didn't really care that much when it came to like mass producing the fucking thing. Okay, I'm gonna put the tips aside and see what I can do with the tips. And I guess these just go. Okay, yeah, it seems like they just slot in. That one? Up here? No? Other side? That fits in. That fits in. Huh. There we go. I feel like there should be a connection bit between like here and the face. It feels like I'm just missing a piece. And they don't fit flush with the, ooh! they don't they don't fit flush with this bit, the piece above it. I don't know if you'd be able to see that without it. Well, hang on, maybe my black gloves are out of the way. Hey, can you see that? Hang on. Other way. You can see the piece doesn't actually fit flush on the face, and I wonder if that's... If it did fit flush, it would be a bit more like this way. So I wonder if this was like a last minute change so the horns actually fit on the piece properly. But yeah, he's done. His face is done at least. All my megazords I put away, so there's no size comparison. But yeah, now that he's like that, he's gonna want to droop down. So I guess his tusk's gonna be whoa. I mean, that's cool like that. Again, if I just had the means of just getting the heads, I would just have like a mounting board and just mounted all the heads on it, because that's pretty cool. I guess I like the head sculpts. Where are we now? So yeah, this bit, I want to see if I can do anything about that. No one wants a limp handle. But the most we can probably do is just get the electronics. Because after this issue, that's when we start the next Zord. So where does the battery go? Battery tucks in. Oh, it doesn't actually tell me to connect the tusks yet, so let me take those out. They must cut. I guess it's just so they're not in the way when you're putting the battery in, because I'm going to have to flip this over and have the tusks risk rubbing against the mat. So... Ooh. So we need this piece and the battery. So hopefully I can leave this bit off. Hang on, when does this bit come in? Okay, after the battery's installed, that's when this piece comes in. So it might just be worth seeing if I can see it. If this is actually correct. If not, I'll see if I can get a replacement, or at least they can send me alternative rubber shockers, is what they call them. I don't know what they shock absorbers. That's the one. That's what they use. So we know this battery works. Where's my tool? There it is. Dangerously balancing between the issues, so I could have easily cut myself with it. Put the glue away. But yeah, next week I should be getting the next batch of issues anyway, so finishing off what we have here should be fine. But it would just end on me with half a face done, half a face guy. We have to wrap this up in a little blanket. I don't know why. I think it's just so it doesn't rattle around. Oh. Oh, it's stuck to my glove. Give me that back. There we go. And then this plugs into here. You know all this because I tested it earlier. Goes like that, I guess. Tuck the wire in. I think the wires need to be like really out of the way. And then yeah. Da-dun. Da-dun. So yeah, I did a tiny modification that just involved like sanding down the inside of the eye, because you can still see all like the schmutz and like bits of like sprue. Like for some reason all the effort was on this side of the piece, even though this should have been the outside. I feel like someone got messed up and thought this was the outside of the piece, because like the thing that marked it left and right should have been on this side, but for some reason it was on there, so I scraped all that out. So now the eyes are kind of that you can't see like the left and right. You used to be able to like see the left and right, or left on that one, right on that one. Or is it the other way around? Who knows? But yeah, he looks fine. But yeah, I want to see if I can get out of this, because you can kind of see the light bleed through the nose. Even though they went to like great effort to like have these things, this cup around. I wonder if I can like add something around the edges of that to like make it so light doesn't get any further than it needs to. I don't know. But there he is. So now we have light up eyes for him. Sabertooth and Megazord. I don't think they all have different colored eyes. No, I'm pretty sure the Triceratops also has red eyes. Same with the pterodactyl. I don't even think we get electronics with the pterodactyl. So yeah. So far so good. Except I can't turn him off now. There we go. And then the rest is just actually just screwing stuff down. So this goes, whoa. This will cover this up. Like this. Oh, I see, there's two little. Why did it tell us to install these that way if they need to go? They need to be like that. And this goes in here like that. I do hope the wire doesn't get caught up in the handle, because it is awfully close to the connection. So yeah, the handle, I would expect this to not do that, because if this is the handle that comes out that you hold, like, no, that's just going to be annoying. And also it's just going to rattle around, and so far everything's like, without that, everything's all steady, so that's definitely wrong. So I wonder if I can do something about this cable not actually getting caught up in the thing. So that's one thing to worry about. Let's just assemble them anyway. Let's see what we got without any screws. Go go Power Ranger. Go go Power Ranger. Squeezes behind here, I guess. Oh, yeah, we got the button. We need a button here. I need to remember to put that in. It does say start with this side, so it might be easier. Is it? Oh, these things need to be pointed upwards. They're in the way. Turn the light back on so you can see. Thought there was something different. So, was there a bit of yellow on that? This one has problems lining up. Oh, and it is because of all the wires. There's a wire really close to the post. Very cool. So I can only hope that I just don't pinch one of the wires in screwing it down. Okay, there we go. And then it should all stay together. Right, kind of. There he is. Again, I still can't shake the fact that this does still, like, the materials, and like you're paying more for the giant megazord than the materials. But yeah, I like the part that's the giant megazord, not so much. Very cool. So he's probably gonna, once he's got all the junk in the trunk, he's gonna be like the size of a small dog. I feel like a lot of these will be. But yeah, cool. And we got a bunch of heads now. I don't like how you're not given anything for this to kind of stand up on its own. That you can do that, but like he's just always gonna fall over at the slightest touch. So he just sits in here, where he can also precariously fall over if he needs to. And this is about the weird use center that's at the heart of every episode. Well, I'm gonna scratch this piece, aren't I? I'm gonna put them somewhere that isn't gonna do that. Oh, this is the one I remember. Bob, 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 bob. Yeah, it's like a juice bar, and it was just like it was just like the backdrop for most of the American footage. Like I never knew it was like a different part of the school. I thought it was like a part of the school for the longest time, but it's not. It's like a completely different area. But yeah, it's not what we got. Ugh. Oh, the comic. 64 page value. I guess we never know what's in it because the episode, the magazine doesn't actually cover what's in it. And then issue 19, which will finish off this delivery, would be... I can't find him now. There he is. Well, bam. And it is just the Triceratops. So I'm going to get a start on him, and then we'll call it. Because the next issue is just going to be the same thing again. Like, whenever there was like a piece that was mirrored, I would just kind of skip that step. Or not, at least not show it on stream, so let's get it out of the way now. So I need that. That's actually from a different issue. It's just randomly included. I don't know why. And we're back to metal again. And I don't think there's much to get wrong. Hopefully the other side is going to be the same tint of blue. And a lot of screws. And then get rid of that. A lot of it is also to just get rid of a lot of the packaging because this room is just full of it now. Crack this open. So we need... What have we got? This is going to be back looking at screws again. What time is it? How long have we got? It's only been an hour and a half. That's not bad. Okay, 2 different types of screws, so it's just silver and black. And let's just get going. Black one. So this has to be the wires push outward like that. That's weird. And it just... Something's wrong with the music. I think it's where like the demo disc used the same track over and over again, so it's just replaying the same like first little bit. Yeah, every single they use this track a lot, so I don't know how often that one's going to repeat itself. Probably that's giving me a headache. Oh, they use that for like a lot of issues. Holy shit! And they change it here. Maybe. There you go. This would have been when we'd long stopped getting the magazines because this is now, I think, it's still. This is 1999 to 2002, so I think this is when I think that's when the PlayStation stopped being PlayStation 1. Were they still making demo discs of it? I'm a bit worried about these wires. It's very secure. Might help that this was actually sat in properly. Like that, I guess. Yeah, I'd say so. So, next step, a lot's going on. So, this piece, I in, it's the wrong way around. And then screw it down. Oh, it's got a little thing for the wire to go through. Easy does it. I think this is going to be another one that's just like the same song over and over again. I wonder at what point they were just like, no, we don't need any more songs, this is fine. Whoa. And then this goes into the big metal piece. Metal piece. There's something I should be doing that I haven't been doing, and it is just to oil the screws a little bit if it's going into metal, so I guess I'll try that. Now, I do have a little bit of oil. I don't think it has to be like, it can be like cooking oil or any kind of oil. But this is specifically for like... Shouldn't need that much. So I'm just dipping them in and then screwing them on. Like if it is, so long as it's like a metal piece, it should make the screw go in a bit easier. But it can be any kind of oil. And then just a little dab should go through all the threads, and then hopefully it just doesn't end in my gloves getting all oily, and that's it. That will do, yeah? Yeah, like all my gloves are... Okay, yeah, that's maybe a bit more precision is needed for the actual dip in the screw part, but yeah, this is... It's not fighting me like it usually does. I really want to stream Tomb Raider. It's the first one, not any like the classic grubby one, with the polygonal tits. Just because I don't trust the remake to mess around with the movement too much. Like I want to see I want to play a platform game with tank controls for research purposes. Just a little bit. That goes in here. Because this one here, I think this one's also got the shock, the rubber tip things to go in here. So I wouldn't really want to... I would assume the rubber absorbers or whatever the fuck they were called. I wouldn't imagine they would have made them so they don't just fit the thing. I reckon what's happened is just that they ordered the wrong size for the this one. Mastodon. And then this one goes here. I guess this is all just prepping the piece for when extra bits go on. Because it has an entire little frame of stuff. So yeah, when I do metal pieces, I mustn't forget the oil because it actually is helping a bit with the piece screwing in properly. And that should also mean it should help me get the piece out when I have to disassemble it for whatever reason. I need like an emote that's just, it's just like the word oil. Or just like a screw leaking pre. Did you ever figure out how to say that word? I sent you on an assignment like 20 minutes ago and I've heard nothing back from you. That's the wrong screw, that's why it's not sticking to it. I think a screw leaking oil would have a lot of utility actually. I think it'd look weirdly phallic, so I don't even know if Twitch will allow it because it probably will be used for porn for dodgy streamers. Because I'm kind of like, it will just incidentally look like a screw is like preeing. We'll brainstorm it. The thing is, I'm going to make it, then realize like this is going to be the last metal piece of the issues. So we still got the Tyrannosaurus. I think we get a bit of the Tyrannosaurus heads. There we go. That's this one done. I think. I guess. So I don't know what to do with this oil now. It's just going to stay oily, I guess. Shoe goes use. Shoe goes use. Do I have to say it with that kind of energy? I'm scared. I don't want to touch the book anymore because it's got oil all over my fingies. I'll use my unoiled hand. Yeah, okay, that's pretty much it. Saber-toothed dinosaur. This one can go 93 miles per hour. Wow. Similodon fatalis. Oh, a saber-toothed tiger. That's just. So does it actually? So now it's giving you just like dinosaur facts, rather than talking about the Zord and its Japanese name. Okay, yeah, it's just completely changed tone. So yeah, the other one was like, oh, we're gonna talk about like its Japanese name and stuff, but they just completely forgo it and just talk about the saber-toothed tiger it's based on instead. Saber-toothed tiger. Oh, I thought she said that word. Scorpina. Wow. With her famous quote. Go ahead, putties. Attack the Power Rangers. Yeah, she said that all the time. Firm in Savar. I thought that would have rhymed. But yeah, her outfit's pretty cool. This is what I mean. Like the villain outfits are like just all over the place. I love it. We get a good shot of Goldar's gonads right there. Oh, there was a really good one that I saw the other day. I'm gonna have to bring it up on stream, but it's not gonna be in this book because there's gonna be no thing that's got like the bloopers. But you can see Goldar's shoe. Yeah, the closest we get on this one is Goldar's gonads. A nice crotch shot. But I have it on my desktop. I'm gonna have to bring it up. And here's all the actors looking extremely happy to be here. How to dress a Power Ranger. Anecdotes from the costume designers. Oh, this one's going to be interesting. Maybe. They look extremely chuffed that none of them are smiling. And they're just hanging out with some naked dude with a radio. One of the biggest challenges faced by Power Rangers creators that it was designing the costumes, even though they didn't. It was all done in Japanese, so it's not. I feel like we're just getting the Western side of this. They were forced to replicate the Power Rangers costumes from the Japanese series. However, they had to create a line of timeless clothing for the protagonists to wear in their daily life. Costume designer Daniel Baker was the one who took up the challenge with the help of a team of 3 people. She had hoped to have original costumes from the protagonists from the series of Zero Sentai Zyuranger and to use as models, but it was not that easy. We had to design them from a simple photo. We never actually had the suits physically. We faced a huge challenge because in order to match the suits from the original series, the Power Rangers costumes had to be exactly the same as their Japanese counterparts, which wasn't true because you can always tell when they use the Japanese footage costumes and the one, because this would have been until series 2, because I think series 1 they never had the costumes sent over, and I think the they only needed I don't know, I'd have to watch it again, but there's definitely a massive difference between the 2 outfits, mainly because they have to fit the actors differently. But yeah, everyone in the suit was doing their own stunts as well, I think. They were not okay. Here we go. They were not a perfect match because they had to use different materials to make them, which is kind of weird. I don't know why they just couldn't, unless they were like actual like materials you couldn't get in the USA that they used in the maybe they were lined with lead. Who knows? Baker found a suitable type of material in a factory in Rhode Island, in the northeastern United States. Maybe I should read this stuff before I start speculating. They were specialized in making football uniforms for the NFL. It was a very comfortable material. The actors could move any way they wanted, and there were no limitations on doing any kind of stunt. Baker and her small team also devised the clothes for the protagonists to wear in their day-to-day lives. Their goal was to find a type of timeless clothing, whatever that means. In each case, the colors should correspond to that person's Power Ranger. It also happened in the Japanese version. Since it was a series aimed at children, the producers insisted that no design be too suggestive or accentuate the act. Try that again. Producers insisted that no design should be too suggestive or accentuate the actor's physical attributes. Everything had to be designed with a double layer or some extra covering the body. They were broadcasting to children, so he didn't want to see the little ones get the wrong impression. So he had to be very careful coming into designer. So they went to great lengths to make it so the suits did not have like huge bulges. Like that's the only thing they could know is just that we just didn't want the suits to have their cocks clearly shown through the suit. Like I suppose I mean with sport they could probably just like use the sporting stuff because that's also made to do the same thing. On more than one occasion, however, shots had to be repeated when the costume actor, above all, an actress. were found to be too revealing. I so they just like, oh, we can see your camel toe in this shot, so can you redo that one, please? But they look thrilled. So they said all that, and then this is one of the villains with like, I don't know. She's not really suggestive. She's just, I guess she's just in like a form-fitting outfit, which is different. But I'm pretty sure there are some villains that are made to look suggestive, but in like a very comedic sense. Like, I'm pretty sure there is one that is based around like having like sexual what's the word? Tendencies? No. Attributes, I suppose. But yeah, do you want to see Goldar's foot? Do you want to see Goldar's foot? Let's bring up Goldar's foot, and we can end the stream there. Let's have the gang all here, minus the pterodactyl, because we don't have any picture of that yet. That's a lie. We do have the chest piece because that was the first issue, but there's no point me taking that out the box because it's all metal and it can easily scratch. So I'm only going to take that out when it's actually used. So yeah, here's the guys. Where's my OBS? Ape, it escaped. There he is. Let's go to our shoe. Hang on. Is this a continuation of the same shot? I generally think this is the same shot, but they just didn't. So that they could have used the Goldar shoe shot. They have a whole paragraph about talking about the costumes. Surely they can say like, oh, this was one of the difficulties, was that like sometimes the actor's suit would just, reality would hit. This looks like it's the very same shot. So it's in this episode, the episode, season 1, episode 19 is when you get to see Goldar's shoe. I kind of want this to stay here the whole time. Just in the corner. So we can just whip it out whenever we need to. So yeah, we now know the secrets of Goldar's shoe. I do like how they never suspect that they're gonna do like an upshot like that where like he stamps on a camera, I guess. So instead we just get like just a full shot of his fucking boot. Very cool. Anyway, that'd be it for this is staying on my computer forever, by the way. But that'll be it for building Power Ranger. How long was that? I started at 12, nearly 2 hours. That's great. I'm all my hand is all oily still, which is looks weird on camera. But we still need to find time to paint because I don't really have it in me to do all this building and then having to switch to paint mode to carry on the stream, because paint mode I've decided arbitrarily, if we get him out, let's not use the oiled hand. We need a place to put these as well. It's under here, dude. Because now we probably need more space when I want to switch modes. He's not going to take up much space. It's just the wire I'm worried about. I say as I wrap the wire around and look like I just ruin it. Because yeah, paint mode involves me arbitrarily flipping my entire cutting mat around because it's an entirely different color. So you know if I'm in paint mode or build mode. But I also need to set up all my wet palette and stuff, which I haven't done. Ooh, haven't done. And I just go, bam. We're now painting. It's upside down. I mean, we're actually close. My hand is nearly healed, so we're nearly close from not having to wear gloves at all. Because the only reason I'm wearing gloves is because I got a nasty like missing piece of fingernail on this finger. But yeah, hopefully that will just become a thing that like if I want to switch to paint mode to finally get this guy painted up, it would have to be a different setup as well because I'm awful like I can zoom in a bit more. I can zoom in. Wait, there should just be a setting for that. It's it doesn't zoom in that much, but like I would only need to do that and hope that it goes into focus. How come it's having all? Maybe it like agrees more with the green than the blue. But yeah, we're gonna do him. I need to prime him actually, so I don't know. Like there's also rats. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the hobby space part of it is kind of. It needs to be something I want to paint, and that's it. So swapping from the gloved hand tool to the paintbrush. Exactly. I don't even need to wear gloves on it. Well, yeah, I don't need to be wearing gloves when I'm painting. So yeah, I can just not, you know, I could just not do that. But yeah, swapping as easy as that, and then making sure I'd have to put markers on this table somehow that tells me where the mat goes. But yeah, that'll do. That'll do for today. I don't know if I can actually put them in a way. But yeah, I you know how I feel about this by now. It's like it somehow feels cheap, but because it's the megazord and it looks cool at the end, like it kind of overwrites that. But I do need to be wary still that this thing is even affordable for me in the first place. But I'm gonna put in the meantime. You can have Big Zam. I can also just build Gundams. Like I have like 3 Gundam kits that have been in my collection for ages. So yeah, so long as I just have something to do, there is a reason to stick with this setup with the camera like this and not being able to use my webcam in meetings. Prime those nips. Yeah. Oh yeah, we've decided, haven't we, that each one of these I don't know if we have like an equivalent monster. Maybe it can be like he's really good at killing trolls and whenever he's killed one he takes both of their nipples. Or is this going to be like a different nipple for a different guy? That is a lot of nipples. So maybe he takes both of them. It needs to be an even number actually. 1, 2, 4, 10, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. He's got 21 nipples on him, so it's an odd number. Unless... Where's his head? Oh, I stuck it on the base. So I have a box of them, of these guys, like the regular unit. So what I could do is like have a wait. Okay, they're not. But I can absolutely just add more of the nipples on the side of his helmet. But we need to make it an even number. Or make one like extra special. Maybe there was just a troll with only 1 nipple. So you can only take 1. There's only 1 to take. But that'll be another stream where I figure out what to do with myself. Ugh. But hmm, maybe if this like I call a megazord issue early, like an hour into the stream or like less, I can then think about doing like a painting follow up. But yeah, I need to prime these first, or paint one that's already been primed. But yeah, it's just the motivation to paint is not a priority. I'd rather just build the thing. But and I don't know. I'd like to see in real time my thought process, because obviously when I'm painting, I'm just listening to music, doing whatever. So if I have to go ahead and explain it, maybe that'll help with like teaching and shit. I don't know. But yeah, that'll do. Thank you for sticking around and dealing with my bullshit. Um, Tomorrow I need to put some time aside. I need to. We need to figure out what to do with these streams. Because Twitch isn't letting me keep them on their thing anymore, just as like a full stream highlight. So we need to find a way to just highlight a bunch of shit that isn't necessary to kind of keep anymore. So that'd be fun. This is this is the part when the stream becomes a job, I guess. So hopefully I just get paid one day. Right, yeah, that'd do. Have a good Sunday. I'm gonna go. Bye.